Okay,
Hi,
this is
George.
the Ayer Historical Commission meeting, Monday, April 12th, 2021. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Baker issued an emergency order temporarily suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Public bodies otherwise governed by the open meeting law are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate alternative means. This meeting will be broadcast live on Channel 8 and on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by following the call-in information on the bottom of the live broadcast screen. For the Zoom meeting information relating to remote participation, please contact Cindy Knox, IT Director, at cknox@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 123, prior to the meeting. Members present tonight are Barry Schwarzel, Vice Chair, Ruth Rodimus, Clerk, Maggie Duran, Member, and myself, George Bacon, Chair. Okay, our first item is an update on the Historic Resources Inventory. So as you probably saw, I sent the letter to Mass Historic accepting the grant and telling them we'll live by their rules.
Mm-hmm.
So the next milestone is going to be a meeting of the project coordinators for all the grant recipients. That'll be sometime in May. That'll be a remote meeting. So I'll let you know when all that is going to occur. I'll be attending, and if anybody else is available, I'd like to have at least one other person attend, just as another set of eyes and ears.
Okay, it'll be remote. Obviously, that's what you said, and you'll let us know. Okay.
That's right.
Barry?
Yeah, I'd like to attend that if I.
Okay. And then we have to have a consultant on board by the end of July. So we'll have to put together a contract and advertise it and take bids. But we have a scope that was provided by Mass Historic, so that shouldn't be a big issue. The other question I had is about working with CPC. Is there anything we need to do ahead of time and to secure the grant?
Okay. I'll talk to Janet.
Okay.
When do we get that?
Get a consultant?
Say again, Ruth?
To get a consultant on board, then you need, Mass Historic probably has a list, as they did before, that you can advertise.
Yeah.
And a listserv and all of that, whatever they use best.
Yeah, well, we use the state website, and since everybody's advertising at the same time, I'm sure the consultants will all be looking.
Okay. And you'll have a point or two where that will be posted once it's posted, so we can look at it.
Yeah, right.
Sounds good.
Okay. So I think that's all for that. Committee reports, CPC.
I didn't attend the CPC meeting there last week. I mentioned to Jan my arm was a little grumpy last week, so it made the rest of me grumpy, so I wasn't able to attend.
Are you better now?
What's that?
Are you better now?
I'm better, yes.
Good.
Sandy Pond School Association.
And Sandy Pond, they haven't met. They haven't met for several weeks. They did. They have submitted the MPPF, Massachusetts Preservation Fund application, and they're waiting to hear back on the status of that. and that was submitted to Mass Historic about last month, I think. And I
Okay,
haven't got any additional updates from them. They've been meeting fairly irregularly through Zoom.
all right. Next item, discussion town meeting articles. There's an article on the warrant for the town to take over the Woodlawn Cemetery.
Hmm.
Ruth, you had some questions about that?
I did check. The warrant is posted, and it is on there to acquire and accept the cemetery on behalf of the town. The warrant article is step one. Robert explained them. The town manager explained it at the review of the warrant at their meeting the other night. This is just step one. If the town gives the selectmen the approval to accept the donation of the cemetery from the Woodlawn Association, then there are a series of things that need to happen, due diligence throughout the summer, perhaps with another decision being made by the fall. I think that it's supposed to be a presentation at town meeting, and if it's based on the one that he did for the selectmen, it sounded very thorough and explained the steps that they need to go through. I guess historically, we just need to be aware of especially the older cemetery on the west side of Harvard Road, and make sure that is treated and maintained and kept up, as well as the newer part on the other side. That was my concern.
Okay.
I'll wait if there's any discussions at town meeting regarding that.
Okay. You also mentioned about maintaining the records.
Again, according to the presentation at the selectmen, the objective is to have the records maintained at the town clerk's office because they are public records, and they're public records anyway. But what I'd like to think about doing is finding a way to digitize them so that there is a backup copy, because the records, evidently, according to the Cemetery Association, do go back to 1818 and up to the mid-1800s. So I'd like to find a way, when it's appropriate timing, to propose that they get digitized and recorded so that they're more researchable. Also, that was one of my things I had to say.
May I?
Sure.
So, Ruth, the IT department can certainly help you with that. We do have someone who comes in 2 half days a week, particularly to digitize documents. So
Okay.
when we get there, we could certainly do that or advise you on how to have them sent out to be done.
Cindy, we'll keep that in mind. And this is assuming when the town takes it over, the town will fund it.
Exactly.
Right.
And we have her there anyway, so that could just be a project for her if it came to that.
Yeah. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. And thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
There's a website called Find a Grave,
Mm-hmm.
which you can search graves in all kinds of cemeteries.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if our cemetery is on that?
There are some. It is on there. I have seen some on there. I'm not sure how thorough it is and how it. I'm not sure how thorough it is and what it covers and what it may not cover. But yes, we are listed on there.
Okay.
And we also have to be aware that part that the soldiers a lot on the west side is military, is National Veteran Cemetery, and not going with the property. I think I will check on that.
Okay. All right. Anything else in the warrant that we should be aware of?
Other than I didn't see anything other than the CPC distribution of the funds to the various entities. but that's in there. That was the cemetery. Woodlawn Cemetery was the only one that I was personally concerned with.
Okay. All right. Next item is Mass Memories Roadshow. Maggie, you had sent some information on that.
Yeah, speaking of digitizing things, so Mass Memories Roadshow is hosted by UMass Boston. They've been going around Massachusetts since about 2004, and they go to every town and they invite everybody to bring out any photographs, documents, or other ephemera related to their families, any personal items to that town. So somebody, you know, who can trace back their family generations to Ayer might have a lot of photographs and other things that are related to them living in Ayer. And then it's like this big mass digitization. There's a lot of volunteers that like come by and they put it up on the UMass website, and it would be like Mass Memory Roadshow Ayer, Massachusetts collection.
Yeah.
They're trying to go to every town in Massachusetts, but you can apply and try to have them come to us a little sooner. You typically do about like 4 to 6 towns a year. Obviously with COVID, it's slowed down. They do a couple like theatrical collections too. Like they have UMass has like a hip hop in Massachusetts collection that they've been doing. There's an Irish immigrant collection, but mostly it's, you know, all the collections are named for the town that they're in. So I thought it would be kind of a cool thing, since we don't have like our own historical society, like our own digitized archive up. It's kind of like a cool collection to have a link to.
Right.
And it's kept up by UMass, so they're the ones with the server. They're the ones that keep up, you know, the live links and everything. So I don't know. I thought it was a cool idea. Yeah.
So would this be a one-time thing where, you know, whatever we get at that one time, that's it?
Yeah, it would be like that event. I'm not sure how long the events go. I have a friend who actually volunteered a couple of times with it, that I wish I reached out to before this. But it's like a big, like a one-time event. And so everything that they have, you bring over to their event. So they'd set up shop somewhere in town and they would just mass digitize it. The problem with it is that since it is kind of an influx of collections, like it won't be as detailed. Like the description on every item is the description you give.
Right.
That's like the only setback to it. So you could have like hundreds of photos and you just dump it on somebody and it would just be the photo collection from Barry.
Yeah.
Would that person, could that person provide text that could be a caption?
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever description you bring to it is the description they're going to put on it.
Right.
Is there a cost associated with that?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so, but I mean, we'd have to line up in the queue. So we could apply now and they wouldn't get to us for like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But who knows?
Okay. So we just have to provide a space.
I think so. I think there's someone we can email, like if we wanted more in details. I mean, I brought it up just to see if there was an interest in it, and if there is an interest, I can look more into it.
Yeah, I think it's worth looking into. That's just, you know, my 2 cents worth, but.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree that, because like you said, you can look at the application and see what's involved from our end. And as you said, it may take, based on the way things are going now, it may take a little while to get scheduled in, slotted in.
Yeah. So I could definitely email the woman and just see.
Sure, I think it's worth it.
Okay. Then I will.
All right. Anything else on that? Okay. Any other member updates?
I have, we can talk about Freedom's Way, Hidden Treasures for the month of May. They're still going to try to have some events and activities going on. Some towns may choose to do something in person, other towns may choose to do remote events, but that's coming up next month. One idea I had was possibly focusing on the Woodlawn Cemetery, since that's the topic of the moment.
Okay.
And Alan Manoyan has posted a couple of very interesting pictures on the town's Facebook. That could be a starting point if we want to go any further with that.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
And
Oh, just to let you know, I've been putting together these little, what they call fast facts. I work with Chris Maloney with APEC, and what it is like the first one I did. It's not, none of these are out yet, but it was the train depot when I went down with my video camera before I had my shoulder done, and talked about this is the site of the first train station in Ayer, and it just sort of built up, what happened to it, where did it go, and here it is today. Who bought it, which is John Pingree, and I had a shot, I think, of 1912, I think is when the one of the earlier shots of the train depot, and then one just to let people know that it's still here today. So, and then I'm also working on, right now it's done, and I'm also working on the ski hill right now. So
Yeah.
what I'm finding is it was a lot easier to do the displays, but now I have to, put in the pictures, displays, and a script. So that taxes my vocabulary a little bit, but anyway. And then the other couple that I have is on Camp Stevens, the canal, and then the Suffragette House and the WCT House on East Main Street.
the White Ribbon House.
Yes,
White Ribbon House is East Main, and the Suffrage Coffee House is West Main.
West Main, right.
From World War I, Maggie, in case we're confusing you, in Camp Devon.
So that's what I'm also working on.
Okay. Good. Anything else?
Not for me, no.
All right. I guess we didn't get meeting minutes to review, did we, Ruth?
No, I meant to call you ahead of the meeting and tell you that there were no minutes to circulated to
Okay.
review.
All right.
No, there are no minutes.
Okay. If there's nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Moved by Barry Schwarzel, second by Ruth. Do a roll call. Barry, how do you vote?
Aye.
Maggie, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ruth, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Passes, and we are adjourned.